Hello, class. So, on Tuesday, you learned the basic functions of how a loop works. Now, today, or, well, in theory, Thursday, we will be going over some. We're going to take those examples of what we know about loops, and we're going to make some more practical programs here. So, let me first open up this one, and I'll hit Run Module. And it'll say, welcome to the shopping simulator. How much money do we have? Now, I'm just going to say I have $100 here, so obviously we have ourselves an input. And it's saying, okay, you bought one item costing $35, you have $65 remaining. You bought one item costing $23, you have $42 remaining, so on and so forth. And I was able to buy 1, 2, 3 items before I wound up in negative dollars. So I bought 3 items before running out of money. Now, obviously, all these dollar amounts are randomized between 20 and 40. So if I were to run this module again, and let me just say I have $100 again, I was still once again able to buy 3 things, but it was this time 30, 26, 29, 36 instead. So I had different dollar amounts remaining after each one. Oh, I was doing so well, and then the last 2 killed me. But that's okay. So that's generally how this is going to work. So let's me bring up our good friend JDoodle here, and because of course we're obviously working with typing in a number, so we're working in interactive mode. Now of course, if by any chance your interactive mode doesn't want to work, there will be a box that says STDIN, which you can type in information. I think I have this guy zoomed in so far that that box has gone away, but that's okay. There you can just physically type in the input in the STDIN box if need be, if your interactive mode doesn't work, and it'll just automatically assume that whatever is inside that box is what you're typing in for your answers. Now, for multiple inputs, that means, well, it's going to get a little tricky, but thankfully on this one we only have 1 input, so it's okay. So of course, as always, let's welcome them to the program. Welcome to the shopping simulator. /n for, new line. And, let's print again. Let's go shopping! Whoops. Let's go shopping! Be smart. So, we got ourselves, let's go shopping, so on and so forth. So now, of course, just because I'm going to make this, I'm just going to name it my money because, it's my money. That's what I'm going to make this. But you can name it platypus, you can name it anything. Remember, whatever you name your variables, make sure you just name them. And of course, it's going to be an integer and an input because we're typing in a number, right? So int input. And of course, how much money do you have to spend? And I'll say, type a number. Because, of course, I want them to type a number. Because if I have them typing up, literally the word 100, that's going to have ourselves a little bit of a problem. And then I'm also going to make myself another thing, and I'll just name it counter. And I'll have counter equals 0. Now, what is a counter? A counter is a function where you're counting each step inside a loop. Now, as we get to more advanced types of loops, there will be a counter already in place in the loop itself, inside its own logic. But for a while loops do not have a counter inside them. So we have to make sure that we make one ourselves. Also, if we're going to be doing some randomness, what do we need to do? We need to import random. And that's all the stuff that we've already know how to do from previous assignments. So let's start making that loop. And while, what are we going to check? We're checking to see if we run out of money, right? So while my money is greater than 0, there we go. And now I'll just make myself, we'll do some stuff. So let's see here what I want to name the variable, because I'm going to make something a price of something, right? So I'll make price equals random dot randint, and I'll have my starting point and my ending point. So from between $20 and $40, because that's generally the prices you see at, like, Kohl's or something, right? Every t-shirt's at, $19.99 or something, right? So, it's $20 to $40. We'll just say that. And then, of course, I'm going to make a print statement, right? So, we'll just, say something about the lines of, like, you bought one item, because they bought one, right? One item costing, and of course, what do I use to separate between two parts of a print statement? A comma, because there's my string, the start of the string, there's the end of the string, and now here's something that's not the string. Price. So, oh, I printed one item costing that much, right? Okay. So, of course, at this point, you're probably thinking, oh, okay, let's execute this. Let's see what happens. So if I say I have $100, hit enter, and I bought all these things. Oh, wait a minute. 40, 29, 29, 37, 37, 33, 36. I'm already way past $100 here, right? Yeah. So, what did we forget to do to this? Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. We have to take away the price from the money, right? So, and remember, what does this little line right here mean? I'll put it in a hashtag format here. I'll put it as a comment here. What I essentially said was money. Whoops. Oh, first off, it's my money because, that's what I named it. So my money. First off, let me just get some white space there just so I don't have to deal with that right there. Basically, what I just said in this line right here, my money minus equals price. So my money is equal to my money minus price. That's essentially what I did. So now, with just this one line right here, we will be able to fix that first error of ours. So now when I type in, 100, 24, 27, 25, 40. Obviously, we hit zero. We got less than $0 here. So it stopped itself. Yay. So, and of course, we bought one item costing that much. We bought one item costing that much, so on and so forth. There we go. So now let's actually, we figured out what we bought, and we've got the thing to loop. So let's also print out, our nice little statement of, how much money we have remaining. So once again, you have, actually just for the sake of actually, well, let me just tab this over, just for the sake of being able to differentiate between the two lines. You have my money dollars remaining. Okay, so that's the first, so there we go. So now if we were to execute this, and you know what, I'll just say 200 just for the sake of showing this off. You bought one item costing 34, you have $166 remaining. We bought one for 39, we now have $127 remaining. 27, we have $100 remaining. 73, so on and so forth. And then, of course, at the end, we have negative $4 remaining, which means we spent all our money then. So, you're probably going, okay, cool, but we still have yet to use this counter. Well, I'm going to start my counter at the end of this entire thing. Counter is going to be, plus equal 1. And, of course, remember here that plus equals means counter is equal to itself plus 1. So every time this loop goes through, that 0 then becomes a 1, then it becomes a 2, it goes through it again, becomes a 3, becomes a 4, so on and so forth. And then I'm just going to put this outside of my loop here now, this statement, because it's only going to happen at the end of everything, right? Where it tells me how much I bought before running out of money. So I'll just say, you bought, whoops, and I'll put counter items before running out of money. And there is one error already here that I have purposely put in that you might know, but let's just execute it and see what happens. So I'm just going to say $100 again, just to make this easier and quicker. I bought one item, bought one item, bought one item, bought one item. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says I have 4 items remaining. I bought 4 items before running out of money. Well, no, really, I bought 1, 2, 3 items. That last item is where I ran out of money. I really bought 3 items before running out of money. This was the one that broke the bank. So, what's the one thing I have to do here? I have to subtract 1 from my counter. So now let me execute this. Now if I say I have $100, just thinking about it. There we go, I got 1, 2, and then that last one broke me because it was really expensive, this shopping trip. So I only bought 2 items before running out of money, which is true. I bought this one and I bought that one. And I still had money left over. This one I couldn't really buy because I had I had negative dollars. So I bought 2 items before running out of money. And that's how the shopping simulator works. It's, just a fun little thing. Just putting some of the stuff we learn in loops together into a program that actually serves a kind of a function. So, once you're done, save it, submit it through the mini project 3 of this week, and then we will go into mini project 4, which is adding on to tic-tac-toe.